Ladies, I think we need to have a chat. What I want to talk about today is your capabilities as a person, your confidence, your expectations, your goals, things like that, and how your past may or may not affect those things. So many things I want to talk about in this video, but I'm going to try to keep it concise, but I get kind of rambly, so we'll see how it goes. I really want to talk about the fact that we as women and men too, but mostly women, we treat ourselves like shit. Like, okay, I know, you're like probably thinking, what the hell are you talking about? But the things we say to ourselves, the self-talk that we have with ourselves is so ingrained in us to be negative, and I just don't understand why we treat ourselves like that. This conversation is inspired by my sister-in-law, so I'm going to give you an example of what she said to me today and why that kind of sparked all of this inside my head. I told her that she's capable than a lot more than she gives herself credit for. And she said, that's a nice sentiment, but past data shows that I am not capable of these things. Now, the specifics are not important of our conversation, but I just want to say that the phrase, you are capable of more than you give yourself credit for, is pretty much universally true. We never give ourselves enough credit for anything, and I think it's really important that we start to be our own cheerleaders and our own best friends. I feel like women especially treat ourselves like we're our worst enemy, and that is so sad and so unfortunate, but I feel like in our society we've really been ingrained to find all the negatives with ourselves, and I think that's ridiculous, because you are capable than a lot more than you give yourself credit for. Maybe not right now, but if you work towards anything, you can do it. And I know that sounds so cheesy, and that's, you know, what your parents tell you when you're a kid. You can be anything you want, you can do anything you want, but the thing is that it's true, and we need to start telling ourselves that. We need to not rely on other people to tell us what we are and are not capable of, and be our own biggest cheerleaders and tell yourselves, listen, this is my goal and I am gonna do it. And if people don't believe you, then you just, oh well, you're like, well, I'll prove you wrong and you'll see. And I just think it's very sad that we treat ourselves so poorly as women, because, okay, when one of your friends comes up to you and they're like, I have this new goal, and let's say that goal is they want to run a half marathon. That's one of my goals, so we'll use that as an example. One of your best friend walks up to you and she's like, I want to run a half marathon. Are you like, oh please, you'll never be able to run a half marathon. You've never been able to run a half marathon, so what makes you think you're able to do it? No, that's not how you treat your best friend. You would never say that to your kid or your siblings. You would never treat them like that. But we treat ourselves like that, you know what I mean? We set goals and then we're like, oh, I'm never going to be able to accomplish that. And that's horrible. What we need to start telling ourselves is, I can do that. Maybe not right now, but I'm going to work towards it, and there's nothing stopping me from doing it, because the truth is, you're the only thing stopping you. One of the things my sister-in-law said to me today was that her past experiences told her that she was not capable of doing something. And I just want to say that your past has absolutely no bearing on what you are capable of doing now or in the future, because let me tell you a couple of things. 2 years ago, I could not have run a 5K, and then I decided I was going to run a 5K, and then I trained to run a 5K, and then I did run a 5K. You know, because I couldn't in the past doesn't mean I can't now. And so that's kind of my point of this video. Don't let your past decide what your future is going to be like, because you are probably capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. And I know I sound like a cheesy life coach or something right now, but I think it's really important that we try to start adapting positive self-talk. You know, try to talk to yourself like you're your best friend, or like you would your sister or your daughter. Like, another thing I want to talk about is self-talk. The way we as women in particular talk about ourselves. We look in the mirror and the first thing we do is we try to find every little flaw, and we pick ourselves apart, and oh, my eyebrows are weird, and I'm too fat, and my hair looks horrible, and my face is all broken out. And you would never go up to your friend and talk to them like that. You know what I mean? You would never look at your friend and be like, oh, well, you look like crap today. And you would never talk to your kids like that, your friends, your family. You would never talk to anyone like that. So you shouldn't talk to yourself like that. And so I think it's really important to really try to change the way that your attitude is towards yourself. I know it's extremely difficult. I have a negative attitude all the time about myself. There are things that I would love to change, but at the end of the day, I need to be kind to myself, because that's the only way to really be happy with your life, is to accept who you are, accept your flaws, and move on. You know what I mean? If you can't look in the mirror and find something that you love about yourself, then that's really sad, and it's something that you really need to work on. And I think it's something that we all need to work on. I think we all just really, really need to make our goal to be more self-loving. I mean, I don't know, this is super rambly. I hope my point is coming across to you guys. But I think that no matter what your goals are, I think that they can happen. You just have to set your eye on something, decide that you're going to do it, and then prove to yourself and to everyone else that you can do it. You know what I mean? My point is that you are capable of way more than you give yourself credit for. You just have to put yourself out on a limb and try it and take a leap and believe in yourself. And that your past does not have to dictate your future. So if you weren't able to do something in your past and you do want to do it, just forget about your past experience. Be like, oh well, that happened in the past, can't change it, moving forward, gonna try it anyways. You know, when a baby is learning how to walk, you're not like, well, you fell over, past dictates you can't walk, so you might as well stop trying. No, that's not how we treat other people, and everything in life is a learning process. So don't let past experience dictate what future you is capable of and what future you tries. And then last of all, positive self-talk. It's super important that we love ourselves, and we need to start treating ourselves like we're our best friends, not the mean girl at the lunch table or the mean girl in the office. We don't need to talk to ourselves like that. There's plenty of people out there spewing negativity out into the world, and we need to be the people that love ourselves no matter what. You love your friends, you love your family, you love your kids. You need to love yourself. And so those are my points. That's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So that is all I wanted to say. I really want you guys to love yourselves. And I'm sorry if I sound like a cheesy life coach, but I think it's really important. I think there's so much negativity, especially towards women and body image and what women are capable of. And it's time to end. I have to go because I'm just rambling. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.